I think we gonna double up, folks. I think we gonna double up. I just uploaded a Dr. Umar Johnson video, and I'm about to upload another. I just was scrolling and just seeing this, and I was like, you know what I'm saying? Let me see what cuz Tim at. Gay is about population control. I don't know if he said this. I don't know if it's clips, if it's spliced, if it's splashed. If you're watching this, he said it. And if you ain't watching this, I'm talking to myself.
I'm so glad you're okay, Sergeant Houston. This is Sam with USAA. Do you see the tow truck?
Yes, thank you.
This is what's up.
Unapologetically African. Our children have to be taught what that means. Not just to love being, not just to know about African, but to be electrified spiritually with your Africanism. When I travel the world, and I'm more traveled than any other scholar in the United States, whether it's in France, where I was last week, or Manchester 3 weeks ago, keynoting the 1945 70th anniversary commemoration, when so many of the Pan-African freedom fighters from Africa went to Manchester, England. The ANC was there as well. Jomo Kenyatta, Kwame Nkrumah, W.E.B. Du Bois, Amy Ashwood Garvey, Rossi McCone, and the list goes on. So this was the 70th year of that. So they had a big commemoration there. There was two issues of contradiction that constantly came forward that was never resolved. One of them was the role of non-Africans in the struggle of African people. It was never resolved. And the other was the role of sexually confused Africans in the struggle for African people. I'm going to touch on them both briefly. But let me preface this by saying,
They acting like he done said something deep already. He ain't even said nothing. He just said topics. He ain't broke nothing down. They in the crowd to myself, woo, he done, man. Stay hydrated. Keep your water up. You know what I'm talking about?
if anyone here is a sexually confused African, I do not hate you. I am not against you. I may disagree with your behavior, but I still love you as an African. We all came out of apartheid and slavery with all types of mental shortcomings. Homosexuality is just one of many. But although I may love you, I have the right to criticize your behavior. And the reason I am against sexual confusion is because sexual confusion is being used by the World Population Council. It's being used by Planned Parenthood. It's being used by the European powers of the world to reduce the population of Africans on this earth, because two men cannot have a baby, neither can two women. This is not about love. It is not about romance. It is not about culture. It is not about family. It's about the extermination of African people.
Let me go back. He said sexually confused was a what?
I do not hate you. I am not against you. I may disagree with your behavior, but I still love you as an African. We all came out of apartheid and slavery with all types of mental shortcomings.
Homosexuality is a mental shortcoming. I don't know, big dog. I don't know, big dog. Me growing up as a little black boy, we could clearly identify which black boys from Yay Big was gay. We knew. Like, you look at your swag. Look at what you own. We not on none of that. Look at what you own. You clearly like boys. Ain't no issues. We not gonna shun you. You still can hang, kick it all day. You still partner. You still partner them. You still partner them. We know you gay. We just wait for you to say something, because we are already knowing. You thinking you low. We already knowing. I don't think that's a mental shortcoming. Shout out to the watch though. I got one of them. It's my mental shortcomings. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that though. I got one of those. But go ahead.
Homosexuality is just one of many. But although I may love you, I have the right to criticize your behavior. And the reason I am against sexual confusion is because sexual confusion is being used by the World Population Council. It's being used by Planned Parenthood. It's being used by the European powers of the world to reduce the population of Africans on this earth, because two men cannot have a baby, neither can two women. This is not about love. It is not about romance. It is not about culture. It is not about family. It's about the extermination of African people.
And I'm gonna say, I don't really feel like you can be influenced to become homosexual. I feel like you probably could be influenced to do a homosexual act, but to actually like it and love it, I feel like that's already in you. I don't feel like outward experiences can make you. I don't feel like outward. Your life experiences can't make you gay. That's what I feel like. Cause I don't care what happened in my life, I'm never going to find a man sexually attractive. I don't see that. I don't see that in my being. You feel me? And there's some women out here who, I don't know, women are a little more lenient with theirs though, but there's still some women out here who be on some like, nah, I would never, nah, but be making out with their homegirls when they're drunk though. But anyway.
In America in 1972, there was a secret meeting between Planned Parenthood International, the Rockefeller World Population Council, the World Health Organization, and many other population control junkie organizations. They strategized that we need something to suppress not only the black agenda, but also the black population. Up until 73, homosexuality was a mental disease. Every state in America considered homosexuality to be against the law, every single one. But after 73, they changed it. They took it out of the diagnostic manual of mental illness so they could use the homosexual minority issue to trump the black minority issue. After Dr. King's assassination, not even a few months after it, the homosexual agenda became the primary agenda in black America, pushing the issues of black people to the side. White supremacy is slick. They're always looking for alternative movements to put in front of you so they never have to deconstruct racism. You cannot feed into that, South Africa. Being gay is not more important than being black. Listen, gay people never had to fight for the right to be people. Gay people never had to fight for the right to be people. Gay people have never been systematically oppressed. Gay people have never, ever been punished for wanting to be free of oppression. But Africans have. You have to be very careful about elevating other people's struggle.
I feeling. I'm gonna wait till he finish. I'm gonna wait till he finish though.
To the level of yours. You're not oppressed because you're gay first, you're oppressed because you're black first. The white homosexual can't stand a black homosexual any more than a white heterosexual can't stand a black heterosexual. We have to get our priorities in order. Correct. And you don't let an outside group come within our community and try to play us against each other. If we want to debate homosexuality, debate it in private. You don't debate it in the presence of your oppressor. It's amazing how outside of Africa, no matter what.
Now I can agree with that. If we having issues amongst ourselves, let's have it between us. Don't let these folks in and come in on our issues. Let us discuss our issues in our circle. Like, you know what I'm saying? We don't need none of this. We don't need none of that. We can handle us, big dogs.
The way I go, so many African people think they can somehow fix their race problem without including Africa or without identifying as being African. Some of you may not know this, but the reason why a lot of us out of the continent call ourselves black instead of African is we want to recognize that we're not white, but we don't want to recognize from where we came. So black, an adjective, becomes more important than being African, a noun. You would identify with the color, but you won't identify with history. You'll identify with the shape, but you won't identify with culture. You like,
I'm gonna come clean. I took the little 23andMe joint, and it said I was Nigerian like a mug, right? And it said Nigerian, East African, all that, out basically the east coast of Africa, where they basically scooped us up from, is what I am. Clearly, because I'm here. You know what I'm saying? But I always felt like in my being, like, oh no, somewhere down the line I gotta be a Native American somewhere or something like that. Just cause like all Native Americans didn't look like Pocahontas, so like a lot of them look like not that different than black people. But some people say they mixed in Native Americans with the African slaves. Some people say they didn't and they just killed most of them. They were just, genocide. I don't know. I just know that Erykah Badu look like a black Pocahontas.
identify with a variation of gray, but you won't identify with the freedom fighter history of your ancestral homeland. And when you study the ideologies outside of Africa, you will find that most of them cater to the black man's hatred of Africa. Most of the leaders gave him different names. You're not African, you Asiatic. You're not African, you indigenous. You're not African, you this. Anything but a connection with the mother continent. But even when I come here, I find some of y'all got the same problem. You'd rather be colored than be African. You'd rather be black than be African. Your self-hate is just as bad in Africa than it is outside of Africa.
That's the end of the video. What kind of abruptness? Anyway, yeah, Umar Johnson is definitely preaching Africanism, Pan-Africanism, people being in touch with their roots. Although it's like I was born here, this is all I know. I don't know anything about Africa. I ain't got no cousins, uncles, nieces, nephews, great grandfather. I don't know nothing about over there. I just know my last name is Jones. They made a movie called The Free State of Jones. I feel like I'm probably somewhere up in there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know our history for real, man. We can't trace it back. And that's like kind of an issue of being African American. Like Africa America is not a place, right? So if you're Irish, you're from Ireland. You know what I'm saying? If you're Turkish, you're from Turkey. If you're Russian, you're from Russia. If I say I'm African American, where am I from? I have no motherland. I have no homeland. I have no old country to go back to. So if I'm African American, basically I'm from nowhere. You feel me? So that's why that's kind of like the like an issue that we have as black folks over here. You know what I'm saying? We just don't know what we don't know. If we had a connection, maybe we would stand up in our you know what I'm saying, Africanism, our Pan-Africanism, if we knew what was going on, but we don't know. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are mixtures. Like the West Coast people that's black, they got some different little mixtures out there. You know what I'm saying? They was out there with Native Americans, Mexicans, and black folks. They all kind of things. East Coast people, it was all kind of people coming in from the UK, from Ireland, from all kind of spots to the East Coast. So you might be mixed with all kind of things. You don't even know. You know what I'm saying? So it's just hard to embrace a culture and embrace a country and embrace a homeland where you don't really know for sure what you are. But now that I made this video long, shout out to Umar Johnson again. Dr. Umar Johnson, my bad. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? 6'3". Shout out to my dog. This ain't even his page, so I can't say follow him on that. But he got social media. Follow him on social media. And you know, like, comment, subscribe, you know what I'm saying? Help your boy out so I can keep doing this on the daily. Likes and subscriptions definitely help me where I can do this on the daily, every day. Drop knowledge, drop gems, drop, you know what I mean? And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one, man.